Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Comic Conversation. We're back once again with right on time, right on cue here. Chris, Justin, and myself. Edwin will be along in a little while. We're going to be talking about some topics tonight, some great stuff. A lot focused today on Marvel, Disney, Star Wars, that type of thing. Love our DC and Warner, but there isn't a whole lot news-wise, other than one thing that I want to. I'll bridge the gap with Michael Rooker. But that will be coming up. But as we normally do, I want to give a shout out. Rag718 was here in the beginning. So thank you for being the first. He said he's number one. Congratulations on that. Last weekend was a big weekend. We had Free Comic Book Day. We had May the 4th. We had Revenge of the 5th, Cinco de Mayo, bunch of stuff. I know you guys had a full weekend, so I want to catch up with you. It's been a week since we were able to chat. What did you do with your shop? Anything fun? Kick it over to Justin.
Okay, I was muted. Yeah, it was a good time. Went and hung out. Other than yes, it was a good time. I'll start there. My brain went to the only negative thing first. We just messed up. But no, it was a good time. Took my nephew. We got there about an hour before the shop opens. To get in the beginnings of the line, or as close to the front door as we could, and that worked out well. Didn't really seem like it took too long to actually get in, and we were like the first group once they actually opened the door, so it was good. They didn't run out of books or anything before I got up there and was able to pick mine. This year my nephew didn't want any, so I just had him pick some more books that I wanted. It's like but yeah, it was a really good time. Mark Bagley, got him to sign Amazing Spider-Man 366, which nothing special about that issue, just one that has always stuck out in my mind as just like one of my favorite single issue Spider-Mans. Something about it from when I read it originally as a kid. It's just a good solid spot in my heart there for it.
Yeah.
And was able, relate to him to that, and he told me a story about like the time frame, at least, when he was doing that book and stuff like that. So it was really cool to kind of go through that. And Dan Fraga was there. I got him to sign an old Image book. That was cool.
Oh, nice.
Just kind of talking about that and stuff. So, but it was a really good time. They had, I don't even know, man, like close to 20 artists, writers, creators, comic industry people there set up signing and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. And then the day continued with going to like Second Charles and some other places like that and getting more books and more. It was a lot of books, man. It was a lot of books for a very small amount of money. So it was a good day. It was a good day for that part. What about you, Chris?
For me, it was very low key compared to yours. My shop doesn't tend to really do anything like that. Like, we don't end up getting, big names or anything like that. There was, they hired a magician.
Nice.
So, he's out there doing his thing. And then there was also just, a couple of local guys that came through, but no big names, nothing like that. So it's just really like a low key thing. And, the funny part is just all the people that just kind of show up just for that one, that one day, and then, just never seen again. And it's like, it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's definitely a good thing to have new people come in, see all these different people. And you kind of hope they come back, just because it's just like, I see so much curiosity, in them. And it's like, I want to, and a lot of it is people are just like, oh, free. All right. And they see all the posters and advertisements on the glass.
Right. Or it's a place to take the kids to do something too.
I have these ones, and I remember this guy, and it's just like, dude, come back in, like get back into it. It's a great time to get in the hobby. But I picked up some books. I got a couple of the free ones because my shop is one of the ones that's a little bit.
You hit mute. You muted your Chris.
Yep, I got it. So my shop's a little bit stricter on who can get however many books. So it's like they give you 2 of the actual free comic book day books, and then 2 of the just random books that they put out there for you to get. And
just some extra back stock they need to move.
Yeah. So it's just like 2 and 2. So I got a couple books, and then I got the back stock wasn't as good this year. Usually, like, it's the first year in about 5 years that I haven't been able to pick up one of the random cover X-Men Volume 2 number 1. It was like
they didn't have one of those.
Tradition. I would just go in there and get my one of this. So I was hoping to get the whole collecting cover for free, which I have. I think out of the 5 years that I've gotten them, I have 3 out of the 5 covers. So it's just like, I mean, they have to have more of them. I know they do, but the thing about it was just that they actually had some really good deals though too. That which is cool for them that they're actually extending it too. Like it's like half off of back issues that are in the bins, and then it's just like wall books are anywhere from 20 to 50% off. Supplies is 20% off. So it's just one of those things where it's just like they will randomly do like this type of sale throughout the year, but this one they kind of put it right in that spot. So it's just like it's perfect for me because it's like new bags and boards for cheaper. Yeah, absolutely. Some half off issues. Yeah, why not? So that's what I go there for, just the sale and everything, and then just to kind of just have a good time, just going to the shop and just seeing what they have going on. So, and then just talking with the people that are in the shop and the people who are running it. It's always a good time. So
I'm glad you said that about a sale, because for whatever, my shop last weekend did not have a sale as part of Free Comic Book Day, which is messed up. It's messed up, but they're having a sale this Saturday. So it's like they told everybody, come back next Saturday. We're having a sale.
Yeah, no, these guys prepared for that. They were just like, they had the sale start. I think it was like last Friday, and it goes all the way until the 14th. So it's just like like a week and a half long sale. It's just like, wow, that's pretty good. And then they're just trying to let everybody know that we have all this stuff. Come get because they have multiple locations. So it's just like different stores have different stuff. So it's just like spread out throughout the state. I just didn't end up having as much time as I would have liked to, just go across to different places and stuff like that. But I only made the stop at one shop, but I did well for what I got. So I do have to put up that haul video. I was just kind of, a little busy this weekend as far as everything.
I need to do a haul with like a short box worth of books. It feels like.
Wow.
Yeah.
It just feels like they just add up, And like some books, you're like, man, I need to go back and watch some of the videos. I don't know if I've talked about this one or not. When did I pick this up? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Am I a hoarder? Maybe I'm a hoarder.
By definition, I guess, kind of. It just
you can get behind if you don't stay. Sorry, dog. If you don't stay on top of doing your haul videos, you'll get behind.
They add up fast. Those piles add up fast.
They really do.
Yeah.
And it used to be like my strategy used to be like I can't bag and board these until I do a video. Yeah, that was a horrible idea. That was a really bad idea. You just went up like stacks of like books because you can't put anything on top of them, So that was bad. So
it just the hottest thing honestly is like for me with trying to keep up with everything is just when you have just random events like this. So went and got stuff on Saturday, and then the next day my wife's cousin graduated. She graduated that same day, but then she had a graduation party the next day. So it's just like just no time, and it's just then after that it's just like, all right, after the party is over, come home, and it's just like, well, Game of Thrones is on, I'm not gonna miss that. And then it's just like
next thing it's Monday morning again.
So so it gets pushed back. It does. It's just one of them things where it's just like try to find time when you get time. So I do my best to thank everybody for being patient when we putting this stuff up, but
me too.
It does end up being one of those things. So it's just like you just try to keep up as best you can, and sometimes the books come faster than you're ready for. So that's the best I can play. So good luck with that short box video. You should just do that on the live one. Just like, all right,
all right, here we go, everybody. It's massive haul time.
Yep.
Playing haul catch up.
Yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, I got a short box over here. Actually, I got to go through. I just went to one shop over the weekend. Brian B shop, Phil's comic shop. And Dad did have sales, so that was pretty cool. Also, we had just talked about it last week with Chewbacca dying, Chewbacca passing, right? So it was a sale on Star Wars stuff because it also happened to be May the 4th. And if you did a Chewbacca roar, that's how you could get the sale for the Star Wars books. So it was pretty cool. I didn't do it, but people will probably thank me for not trying to do that, right? So,
we'll give you the deal if you don't try.
Exactly. Please don't do that again. So yeah, it was good. It was a good time. Daniel Ibarra says he met Peter Cohen on Free Comic Book Day, and then Craig Wagner, he's here. Welcome. Jackie was here as well. But Craig asked, "What do you think about the Free Comic Book Day Spider-Man issue?" Did you get to read that one?
I have not read it yet.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet myself. I mean, it gives me the same kind of vibe, I guess I would say, as the Infinity cover with Thanos did. Where it's just, or even I would say similar to that Secret Wars Free Comic Book Day issue, where it's just like it's the start of a story. Now where it goes, who knows? But if they end up going with, if it ends up being a good story, then hey, it's one of those cool Free Comic Book Day books that you just picked it up and had to get it just because that's where this is the start of that story, so why not?
So the only bad part for me was the only book that I was really, really excited for, that I really wanted to pick up, was the Dragonfly Man book from Ahoy Comics. I don't even know, did that just not come out?
It did.
I didn't see it.
I was able to snag one. I saw one literally at my shop, and I was just like, wow, okay. And it was just a lonely one just sitting there, just because and I guess
something's up with that one, because I checked 3 shops and none of them got any. Like none of those shops got any of that book.
Yeah, I mean, what I think happened, it wasn't. In a way, I feel like I know small publishers sometimes have lower print runs, but something like that, I think would have been a great way to get people into trying to see the rest of that series, especially if it's coming out in trade soon. But it's tough to say that just because Ahoy seems like they're very fledgling right now. They're not quite, they're not really, but there's potential there. They just have to put out some more stories and just kind of generate a little bit more buzz. But I was lucky enough to get one of those. I mean, those are my 2 books that I picked up: the Spider-Man and the Dragonfly. Because Wrong Earth was a great story.
Was it an original story, or was it a retelling of anything that's gone on in the series so far?
I think it was more of an original type thing. I just flipped through it. I didn't read it yet.
Okay.
Same boat. I picked the stuff up, and I'm waiting to get a chance to read that just because I really enjoyed Wrong Earth. So I'm hoping it's kind of just a little bit of both of I guess their origins, or a little bit more of their
worlds
crosses over.
Yeah. I'd like to maybe if Brian B jumps in here later, we'll have to ask him if he knows what was up with that.
Yeah, hopefully he'll stop by. A lot of people were specking on the Spider-Man issue. It's supposed to be a first appearance in it, but I think it turned out that it wasn't. So
yeah, that book, if you looked, what was it, like Saturday night, Sunday on eBay? That book was crazy for no reason. Yeah.
Well,
calm back down.
At this point, there's so much of that is it's ridiculous. Like, it doesn't really matter what. It just the littlest hint of something, and people are like, yeah, you gotta get it, yeah, you gotta buy it, yeah, you gotta do this, yeah, you know what I mean? It's so just up and down. So
it really brings into question, like, what is a key issue? Like, what constitutes a key? It seems like Thanos farts in the wind, and that's a key issue now.
Yeah, any little thing is a first something of some sort.
Did it come out on Wednesday? Yep, key.
Yeah, this is the first time this issue came out this year.
Yeah, exactly. It used to be first appearance, origin, death, new teammate or something, costume change maybe, but that was the extent of it.
Yeah,
and now it's anything happens, and now it's a key issue.
Could you imagine if like costume change was like a real thing, like hardcore, like big deal? Every Iron Man book would be worth it.
Oh God, yeah.
In certain cases, you could say, yeah, like when Daredevil transitions from yellow to red.
That's major.
That's a major.
Black suit Spidey, that's major.
Yeah.
Well, but
then
that's
you
the thing. But it's not a right. It wasn't when that happened. It wasn't a key issue. It was just he's got a red suit now. Like, but it became a key issue because of the the collecting and everything that went along with it. But but it's almost like when something changes now or something, it's like
just everybody has
kind of high
knee-jerk reaction, like by the end of the week, it's just like, oh shit, man. It's like, why did I pay $17 for that book when it's like, and that's the thing. Like I would say that a lot of things. I mean, sometimes it just is what it is. Like I say, you gotta exercise caution and then just wait it out. Just because, I mean, if you paid money for a free comic book, that's gotta burn you in some. I don't even care if you paid $5. It's like, dude, this thing was free. Yeah. Why would you pay?
There are plenty of people that don't have a shop near them where they have to drive an hour or two, and in those situations, perfectly understandable. I get that.
Something like that I can understand, but it's just like, dude, like, all right, they just ran out of my shop. It's just like, okay, well, I mean, the thing about it is just that just wait a little bit and see what happens. Certain things you don't get that luxury. Like sometimes it's like, no, this is a big deal. You should have got it when you got it. All right, but.
Everyone's got that fear of missing out, they don't want to be the last one to not have Naomi's origin, it's like
or like, oh, this variant came out, I gotta get it. Oh man, I didn't get it. It's just like, and that's what happens. That's really what I think is what drives everything. Is people I think that people go with mentalities of I missed like. I can say that I don't own a Spider-Man 300. I don't. I was too young when it came out, and then on top of that, every time I would see it. In a shop, it would just be really expensive, like way more than I could afford. So it's just like I couldn't. I mean, even now it's still more than I can afford. But the thing is, I think some people kind of have like, oh man, I missed out on that Spider-Man 3. No, you didn't. In my case, I didn't. That came out.
Get the True Believers copy.
Was it 87 or so? 87, maybe 88. Like I was either 5 or 6 years old. I knew who Spider-Man was, but I wasn't collecting. I mean that, like, you know what I mean. So that's why I look at it. Like you can't go in there with the whole mentality of you missed out necessarily on things that are old school. Even if you went and just like, I wasn't reading this title. How was I supposed to know it was going to blow up and be, a huge, expensive thing out of nowhere? Like, you win some, you lose some. Because I mean, that's what I say too. For everything that you passed by or missed out on, there's bound to be at least one or two in your collection that, like, oh yeah, I missed out on this, but I was there to get this, and I got it for off the rack. Meanwhile, people now are paying $200 for it.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be happen to be one of your favorite characters, and you just buy all the books of that first appearance that you ever see for a couple years, and now all of a sudden that book's worth a lot of money. I don't know.
Yeah. So here's what I got. I got my books already. All time. I haven't done one in a while. There's the Spider-Man. Venom Epic of 2019 starts here. This one was really cool. Happy to find this one. It was the last one left. It's the reprint of Spawn.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah. So I was pretty stoked to get that. Deadly Class. I like Deadly Class. So I
saw that
Deadly Class. Most of these are like reprints. This is the one that NES was talking about, I think. Bloodshot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he just meant like the actual the Fallen World book that came out last week from Valiant, like Fallen World #1. I didn't even see the Bloodshot Free Comic Book Day one.
Yeah. It's a Doug Braithwaite cover, I think.
Nice. Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I think Valiant's like about to start pumping out some good stuff. Like Brett Booth jumped over there. Like maybe something worth taking a look at.
I got this one.
I mean, yeah, I thought about picking that up, but I was like,
What? I didn't see it.
Avengers?
Yeah, I got it.
With the Savage Avengers?
Yeah.
I thought I got this too. Check this out. This is from 1990. It's like a really random book. If anybody can tell me why.
Hold on.
What's significant about this issue?
Wow, West. Is this the movie or the
Wait, show it again.
Look at the back.
Mortal Kombat.
Dun, dun, dun,
Wow.
Adam Hughes cover.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
That's a really early. Adam Hughes started in I think it was 88 maybe.
yeah.
So this was like in the first couple years. This was 1990. So
Yeah.
All right. Here's the ones I got. Were you done, Jesse?
yeah, I mean, I was just gonna show these like two
Okay.
freebie things, and then this
Yeah.
last one, the 25 center for Year of the Villains. It's a 1 to 100,
Ooh.
25 cents. Art Germ,
Nice.
$7. But a 1 to 100 on a 25-cent book is not going to be a lot. So
Yeah. I know.
But it's still cool.
that's a cool cover, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Cool. All right, let's see what you got.
All right. So along the same lines, so I got the Avengers.
Sweet.
Avengers.
Assemble.
Picked up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, nice.
Saw that. I didn't grab it though.
I was like, Eastman. Haven't picked up a Turtles book in forever. Might as well. Randomly, like it threw me off when I didn't see the Dragonfly Man. Like I just like at that point my brain blanked out and like I was looking at books, but none of them made any sense to me or something. But they had the gold cover of Batman 56, so I was like, sure, I'll take that.
Oh wow.
I don't have that one. And then also got Robotech because Robotech,
Yeah.
Spider-Man,
Yep.
and the Spawn Man.
Yeah.
But you know, my store does stamp, so lots of stamping.
Oh.
Stamp. Or in
Mine
this
didn't
case,
have the stamps.
look at this one. Robotech, they stickered it.
Ah,
Weird.
I like that Robotech.
Yeah.
That is that
really-
a new story or is that also a reprint?
This one's like a zero issue.
Oh, okay.
So right before. But yeah, no. Like the whole since IDW, is it IDW that picked it up? No, it's Titan, sorry. Titan, since they've relaunched it, I've really enjoyed it. Art Germ did a lot of the initial variant covers and stuff too. So it's been, if you like the original anime,
Mm-hmm.
you'll like that series. And it's only it's just barely up to like issue 20 or something like that now. So it's not that far along.
That's cool. I got this big poster thing too.
Nice.
So, all right, cool. So it sounds like we had very fruitful free comic book days, right?
Yeah. For the most part.
For the most part. Yeah. Do it again next year. That's my haul for the year, guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
And done.
That's right. All right, cool. So let's jump into some of the topics. Or did you want to show your books, Chris?
Oh no, I'm okay.
Okay. Let's jump into the topics then. Like I said at the beginning, a lot of it's kind of centered around. There was a earnings report kind of thing that they do periodically, I guess quarterly, for Disney. A lot of stuff came out of that. One of them was that a lot of the movie times have been shuffled around. So we now have 3. So Rise of Skywalker comes out in December. That's it, like done. But starting in 2022, so a few years away, there's going to be a new trilogy starting. 2022, 2024, and 2026. Don't know what it is yet. There's 2 options, one more likely than the other one. But alternating through those is going to be the next 4 Avatar films. That's a lot of Avatar. But the
Wait,
trilogy,
how many?
there's going to be 5 total Avatar movies. So there's 4 more on the way, alternating between the 3 Star Wars. So it'll be like Avatar, Star Wars, like year after year. Yeah.
That's a lot, man.
That's a lot, yeah. And I guess it's taken them so long because they shot them all at once, like all the way through, just filming everything all at once.
Yeah.
But there's 2 options. One, I think, is done. According to John Campea, he has some sources that said that Rian Johnson is no longer doing his trilogy.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so on that. Benioff and Weiss, who are the guys from Game of Thrones, they also have a trilogy in the works, and it's said to be set in the Old Republic, as we've talked about here in the past. So that one seems most likely. So I'm pretty excited about that. To me, that's the most likely option. NES. That's funny. He says we already have one too many Avatar films.
The first one wasn't. I mean, Avatar was decent. It was long, but it was decent.
Yeah.
I mean,
really pioneered 3D effort.
I just don't see enough material there for 5 movies. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
The Na'vi just don't seem that interesting to me. That's just me. I'm not saying it was.
There's got to be a massive twist to where we stop fighting them and now we got to team up with them against something else. Apparently,
yeah. There's
the only way that story could last that long.
Yeah.
4 more movies that are 3 hours apiece.
Yeah, I could see like part 2. We come back with nukes. It's like.
Yeah.
You know what's funny too? Like when you mentioned Benny, like the Dave and DB from Game of Thrones. A lot of people have been giving them a lot of flack over season 8 just because of how everything's kind of. So right now they're not. Then like they went from being geniuses in everybody's minds to people being like, "What the hell are you doing?" So, hopefully with their trilogy they're able to. Kind of, I think part of what's going on is just that they, I think, introduce too much story for what they have to tie up. So hopefully with their trilogy, they get at a good pace so that they can, be able to. I mean, I'm enjoying Game of Thrones. I'm just saying, but I'm hoping that they just kind of take it at a good enough pace that they can, not really fall behind with everything that they're basically fall behind and then have to tie things up really hastily. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm looking forward.
There's 2 episodes left for Game of Thrones, and there's a lot to wrap up.
Yeah, I mean, then they figure that having 80-minute episodes is gonna go ahead and take care of it all. Which, I mean, who knows? Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. I feel like a lot of that sentiment is a couple of different things. I think that on the one hand, like they're speeding through a lot of stuff that took years to develop, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, it's over just like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the other side of it too, though, I think partially some of the resentment is that the show's ending. And I think with that, I think that's why everyone's giving it such a hard time right now. Is that it's moving a little quicker than people want, but it's ending. I don't want to. It's just like that's what happens. These shows end, man. It's just an unfortunate part of
That's TV for you.
Attached.
But there's more on the way. There's going to be a prequel show, so it's not like it's the end of it.
That's what I'm saying. There's like there's 3 prequels. There's a lot of stuff that you can look forward to. Just I just it makes me laugh how hard people have turned on it. Knowing that, and it's like really, it's just like this went from being the most anticipated show in television history to now and being deemed the best show and everything. And everyone's like, I can't believe what they're doing, and this makes no sense. And
can't believe there's a Starbucks in Westeros.
Yeah, it's just like
that was hilarious.
I mean, like that was kind of. It's just like one of them deals. Was like you stuck through it for this long and wrote a lot. Now it's just like no, I don't like how it's.
I would like to see like the replay statistics for after that went viral.
Oh,
that everybody went back and watched it again.
They said Starbucks got $11 million in free advertising from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they also
I haven't done it, but one of my friends was saying that if you go back and watch the episode, they already cut it out. It's already gone from the table.
They went back, they edited it, and now it's just that whole thing is not even there anymore. So
crazy. I wonder if they got like an emergency editor. Like he's got like a briefcase. He's like just wherever he's at, this briefcase goes off.
Yeah, it's like handcuffed to his wrist.
Right.
Like the football.
Oh man, but there's really nothing in there, just a beeper. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see on that. But for the Star Wars thing, they were talking about a Kenobi movie, Boba Fett, I don't know, some other stuff. But a lot of those ideas, Boba Fett, they're gonna do like a Boba Fett movie. But a lot of those have moved over to Disney Plus, right? They're doing The Mandalorian, they're doing other stuff, Obi-Wan. I think there's not Obi-Wan, but there's a couple like Star Wars things over there. So that leaves the Benioff and Weiss series, and Old Republic is a good. They'll have to pull it out of Legends, a lot of it. But once they do that, that'll make a lot of people happy that that's back to being canon again.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Leading up to Rise of Skywalker, Marvel is doing a mini series they normally do called Alliances. Pretty much all classified at this point. But if you're at all interested in learning about what happened on Crate in between, the end of Last Jedi and what's going to happen with Rise of Skywalker, there's a little bit that's going to happen there with that little brief time period. So that's what the miniseries is about, and that's basically all we know at this point. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
they just released a Boba Fett series this week.
That's right. Yeah, there's some really cool. There's like 3 or 4 covers for it.
Yeah,
I think 4.
I think
they came out.
Pick it up just because Boba Fett doesn't get. I mean, he hasn't been featured in any comics in a while, so I figure why not?
The Terry Dodson cover.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Which I think, I think I'm not saying for any sort of spec reason. I'm just saying that it just seems like it's a good book to pick up just to kind of see, Boba's whole, tale being told and get you back excited about him being, hopefully, doing some really cool adventures and hunting some people down and just getting to see Boba, really turn into a badass, through the pages of the comics, and hopefully they can, translate that to the screen and we get a pretty cool. I mean, The Mandalorian sounds like it's going to be awesome. So, I still hold out hope for a solo movie of his, or something having to do with him. Just being Boba.
Well, if you go with like the whole legend story about how he actually made it out of the Sarlacc pit, and there was in one of the novels, I forget the name of it, but there were some people, they were on Tatooine and they saw I guess sandcrawler, one of the Jawa sandcrawlers.
Yep.
And there was some Mandalorian armor in there that was melted. And they didn't specifically say it was Boba Fett's, but it was also next to like some sail barge wreckage and pieces.
Yeah,
so if you put all that together, it's like, aha, well, that must be Boba Fett's. If it's Jabba's sail barge, it's Mandalorian armor, it's melted from like the neurotoxins or whatever from the Sarlacc. And that's from Return of the Jedi, right? That's like right around that time frame. So if you use that and say he actually made it out, he's actually still alive during the time frame that the Mandalorian takes place.
Yeah.
So there is a potential that he could cameo at some point in the show.
Yep. I think it's issue number. Like I have it. It's issue. I think. Oh, I have the Marvel one where he comes back, which is issue I think number 80. And he makes it out, but he has no memory, and it's actually funny because him and Han meet up again, and he doesn't know who Han is until he hears his name. So, like, they were working together, and then like he's like Han Solo, and then he tries to kill him, and then he ends up falling down. He ends up basically falling over a cliff in the that big Jawa tank there, and that's supposedly it's supposed to be his death, but we'll see. I mean, you never know.
So like his whole thing is like he falls down.
Pretty much. Yeah. They didn't do much else with him except for make him just fall, which is, I mean, it's funny just because in Empire, he's just this shrouded figure that everyone's like, wow, who's this guy? And then it's just like
he has like 5 lines of dialogue total in the whole movie.
I mean, he's a guy that stands up to Vader, and Vader tells him, notice integrations, and he's just like, don't tell me. And he's just like, he's like, he's no good to me dead, and then like he just then he goes just for being comic relief. So. It's a
weird,
crazy life in time with poor Boba Fett.
When I first heard that they were doing a Mandalorian series, though, like I mean, that's something cool. That's something we've always wanted to see. So, and plus that little preview we got, so I don't know. I think a good direction for it would be to go back. No more going forward. Like this is one of those series where, like in Star Trek, we want something new. Show us something new. They always go back with something now. Like, no, we want like new. Star Wars, we want the old because we've never seen when everything, save for 1.5 movies or whatever, where everything was like really in good shape and the Jedi were at the height of their power and stuff. We saw the fall. So
right.
So yes, do
Old
that.
Republic, give it to us.
Yeah. Do that.
Give us Darth Bane. And he says, I never understood the fascination with Boba Fett. He's cool, man. Cool.
I think honestly, what made him stand out as much as it did was that he just like he was a cool toy, and I think that's exactly what did it.
Choking hazard.
He was a cool toy, and
I don't know why that was funny.
It was like who's this guy, and then that's what they just kept going from there with it. I think that's exactly what got Boba.
He also had a jetpack.
Yeah, he had the jetpack.
So
Yeah.
that makes anybody cool.
And
Oh,
a
you got a
cape.
jetpack? I mean, look at the Rocketeer. Come on.
That's true.
Jetpacks for the win. Where's
That's
my
right.
jetpack?
Look at oh god, what was that freaking character's name? That's gonna drive me crazy. Man.
Which
The-
one?
The one from the Arnold Schwarzenegger Christmas movie.
Oh my god.
Turbo Man.
Yes.
Turbo
Turbo
Man.
Man, yes. Turbo Man.
Oh,
And then
Jingle all the
Jason Inman and Ashley Robinson had a book come out not long ago that I can't remember the name of now.
Jupiter Jet.
Yeah, Jupiter
Yeah.
Jet. She had a jetpack. Jets
That's
and
awesome.
turbos and Rocketeers.
Jetpacks. Heck yeah, man. We need those in Star Trek now.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Are you guys looking forward to the new Mutants movie coming out in the fall? Well, too bad it's not. It got moved again.
What?
Yeah, once again it's moved, and that was part of this whole announcement thing. So there was supposed to be some reshoots that were done, and somebody asked Maisie Williams, who plays Wolfsbane, recently. Maisie Williams is also Arya, who did, I won't spoil anything, but she did some cool Air Jordan moves.
She's a ninja.
That's right.
She's a ninja.
But so this movie was supposed to come out. When was it? It was like April
Like
of
2 years ago. or
last
something.
year. Yeah. And then it was supposed to come out in February, and then it got bumped to August of this year, and now it's moved to April of 2020. So it's moved once again, which, I mean, it's disappointing because that's one of my movies I was anticipating, because Magic's going to be in there, so that'll be cool for me. But that also, if you can look at it this way, means that those reshoots are even more likely to happen now. From now, May to August is not a whole lot of time to do some, final shooting. I mean, they could do it technically, but pushing it out like that gives them a lot more room to really get those done.
The bad thing, especially like for Maisie, is she's grown.
Yeah.
Like, think about when they actually did the filming of that. Some of those characters have aged up quite a bit. and
True,
matured.
yeah.
So it would be a bit of a challenge to pull some of them back in for reshoots. Or we're going to get the Fantastic Four version of the reshoots where we can really see the difference.
That's right.
Like, they didn't even try with her hair. I mean, come on.
Jackio has a good question here. What happens first? New Mutants comes out or Doomsday Clock finishes?
Ooh.
That's a tough one. I don't know. I don't know.
You never know, man. Just because Doomsday Clock. My
That's
God.
been like 2 years now, hasn't it?
Yeah, and like now they're putting out like final versions of like this is the final printing of issue number 1. It's like, can we just get the rest of the story?
Exactly. Yeah, they keep it. Marvel's been doing this a lot too. Now they're doing like second, third, fourth printings with ratio variants. We talked about that one.
Yeah,
But there's a bunch of other ones now coming out, and they're opening those up also. Those second, third, fourth printings to store variants. So they've really opened the floodgates there, and I don't know. That just screams cash grab to me. So
oh yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Just because everybody who's not able to get that first printing now is incentive variant this that.
Yeah.
It just makes it strange. It's like, I mean, you have to go back and look at the print run on some of that. It's just like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The second print maybe you printed more than the first. It's just
Exactly. With all those like store variants considered, that like third, fourth printing is going to have a higher print run than the first printing.
Yep.
That's crazy. So another thing that came out from all these moves. Okay, if anybody acts surprised about this, I'm gonna be disappointed. All right, the Gambit movie's dead. No more Gambit movie.
No.
Yeah. Are you surprised? No, I'm not. So it was supposed to come out March of next year. It's just gone from the schedule. So
Gambit's
that's
getting a
another.
movie?
Who is?
Gambit?
Oh, yeah, right. He was supposed to. Actually, it sounded pretty interesting. They were gonna have what's her name? The girl. His Belladonna.
Oh
Belladonna.
yeah,
Yeah, it was gonna be like a heist type of movie,
right.
in the
Man,
bayou.
you gotta feel bad for Channing Tatum because he's just completely like he was so dedicated to this role. He's put like his career on hold.
Yeah, what has he done since
Yeah, exactly.
21
Yeah,
Jump Street?
yeah. So that stinks. But I'm really happy because I didn't want it to go the direction it was going.
Yeah.
That's
So
okay though. I mean, I say the same thing. It's just like it's unfortunate for him, but hey, man, just in the end of it, if it's gonna be, I think a better done movie, then or if it's just if they would have a chance to make something better than what that was gonna end up being, I'm happy with that.
yeah.
Why not just be smart and be all right? Look, we're gonna just bring him, bring Gambit into the X-Men, and then go from there. There's no reason to, I mean, don't put out something that's gonna be, just rough. And for all those people who are trying to get X-Men 266, now hopefully that comes back down to earth a little more, and
Yeah, that's still a good book to have, Like
Yeah.
Gambit's a cool character. I think personally that they'll probably, instead of like wasting, a slot on the schedule on Gambit, just reserve him for the team movie.
Yeah, just give us the '90s X-Men in a movie.
Yeah,
just do that.
Blue and gold teams.
Like they've pretty much said everything's going to get rebooted at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So just do that. Everybody knows the theme. We all still know the theme to the animated series, so just do those.
Yeah.
I think that would be a smart idea. Just put them.
That would be your easiest sell. You've already got the blueprints and the molds for those figures. You can just whip them back out. Like it's going to save so much money. Just go with that design. Let's do that.
You have all your storylines there. They literally did every storyline. Like they even did Days of Future Past and stuff. In the series.
So easy. So much to choose from. It's like
that's right.
You just have to cast some people. That's all you got to do.
Exactly.
Morph dies 3 minutes in. Well, yeah. I mean, that's part of it. Morph.
Okay, so Bob Iger's the one who did the whole presentation. He also said that we're going to get the slate announced this summer, is the words he used. So when I hear that, I think San Diego Comic-Con. It's probably where that announcement will come out.
Or when is
Hall H panel.
When is the Disney celebration thingy?
D23.
Yeah.
That is, I believe it's in August. So if it's, and then SDCC is July. So, right in that time frame. Yeah, it could be either one.
Yeah, if they've gone with it feels like the last few years they've pulled more and more away from San Diego and been releasing stuff as part of the Disney celebration stuff. So
yeah, I think they're really trying to kind of make their own.
Especially around that time. When's the streaming service going to kick off?
That kicks off November 12th, I believe.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah. So we'll see. And it's a couple months away regardless, either event, it's not, they're not separated by a whole lot of time. So it'll be either one of those. Let's continue on with this, talking about stuff coming up. A couple rumors here, but I could see these things happening. So a couple things. Brother Voodoo for Doctor Strange 2. You might be in there, right? Makes sense, right?
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta get on eBay. Hold on.
Yeah, first appearance of and then you have Namor. We've talked about that quite a bit. Guess who they're trying rumor for Namor?
Jason Momoa.
Nope. Close.
Roman Reigns.
Even closer.
Holy crap, really?
The Rock.
Wow. For Namor?
For Namor, yeah. Interesting choice, right? Apparently,
so
he's such like a
way too big to be Namor.
Big money draw right now that they basically are like, yo, you can pick these. You got like 8,000 characters. Who do you want to be? And he wants to be.
He saw Jason Momoa. He's like, I can do water guy even better.
Exactly. A couple of guys, Polynesian guys, being the water people.
That'd be nuts.
Interesting choice. Yeah, I don't know. Like he's way
too big.
Yeah.
I don't know. He could because they just have to give him little ears.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm fine
He
with
does
that.
the eyebrow
I would-
thing.
I could
No.
see that. I could
No.
see that.
He can do the eyebrow thing.
No, Jack, no. Zachary Quinto, you go from one extreme to the other. You go from way too big to literally a human. No.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, in the books, Namor's not a big dude.
No, he's not. He's like a
He's
swimmer
always
type.
svelte. Yeah, he's always been kind of svelte. So, I don't know.
Yeah, interesting choice, but he is a big money draw. So
yeah, I mean, the Rock is when I picture Namor, it's not the Rock's.
No,
but rocks don't swim.
Right.
It's a bad joke. Okay, then the other thing, Thunderbolts makes sense. Coming along, we got Thunderbolt Ross, Abomination, a bunch of people. Ghost was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I could go on with other characters, but that might be something.
There was a Marvel Legends recent release of Citizen V. So confirmed.
There you go.
Citizen V confirmed.
It's gotta be. Mach 1 is on the way too. That's a really cool concept, though. The villains masquerading as heroes. So that would be a cool. And that could lead them into like Dark Reign and Siege and Secret Invasion and all that stuff was around the same time for a lot of those stories. I mean, I know that started in 97. So, but I'm talking about like mid 2000s time frame. So
we're gonna do Heroes Reborn.
Yeah, exactly. They do like Dark Reign, Dark Avengers, and that could go right into Heroes Reborn. Yep. Right.
They're really good.
I mentioned Michael Rooker, Yondu, aka Mary Poppins. Supposedly he's tapped to be King Shark. So for the Suicide Squad movie, James Gunn Suicide Squad movie.
That's cool. If they just use the same CGI from Flash, that'd be great.
Yeah. And then I have one more rumor for you. Apparently, Rocket Raccoon was made by the High Evolutionary, and he will be in Guardians 3.
That works.
Right? Makes sense.
I have that first appearance.
Yep. So there's your rumors. You buy on the rumor and you sell on the news, right? So those are some books to go after if you are so inclined, or have not already done so.
Nice.
Which I think most of us have all those books already, but so okay, cool. So there's that. Did you guys see the trailer for the Watchmen?
Yes.
No.
Strange.
Okay.
I honestly I get where they're going with it. So it's not the movie. It's going to be, I guess, taking place after the fact. It's just very, very strange as far as how they went about it. I guess their take on I guess Rorschach and everything is just weird. I mean, it gives me a very Fight Club-esque type vibe to it.
Yeah, it really does, right?
Yeah, that's I was like
with everybody chanting.
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I like it or if I don't like it just by watching.
That was a very his name is Robert Paulson moment. Right.
And it's just like, I mean,
in Project Mayhem, you don't have a name, but in Death, you do, and his name was Robert Paulson.
Oh shoot!
I'm telling you, man.
Edwin, he's staring. What's he looking down for?
He's frozen. His power went out.
Okay. I thought he was intensely reading something down there.
Yeah, no, that I have to say, I need to see more to be able to sit there and figure out whether I want to watch it or not.
Yeah, it's an interesting take, like, the whole like a Rorschach cult.
Yeah.
Right. I guess it takes place like 30 years after.
Yeah. And they keep
the original
TikTok. I'm like, oh my god! Yeah. That moment alone, like, really started bugging me because it's like tick, 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 and all I was sitting there with them TikTok, TikTok. I'm like, this sounds so stupid.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think it'll be cool.
Honestly. I think they get. I've heard they've got some good people in the series, so
it should be. I'm not gonna say it won't have. I mean, HBO does very well with what they do. But I think, honestly and truly, like, that trailer didn't do it any kind of justice. Like, that was just really I think, poorly done trailer, and just
Yeah.
hopefully they have something better to hopefully they have something better going forward as to whatever it is that they're trying to do. But for right now,
What'd you think of old man? What's his face? Can't think of his name.
Old Man Night Owl?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like 70 years old, 78 years old.
Yeah, he's the same as the original Night Owl. Just like he's an old man now. Like,
yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, like that part, I'm fine with. I mean, if it's in the future and everything, of course they're gonna be old. That makes sense.
Mhm.
If they suit up again to take down or to kind of right some of the wrongs that are going on, who knows? But like that part of things seems like it should go. Like where it's just like, what, it's in the future. These people are all old. There's no way that the only one that I think that may not be old per se, like as far as like appearance wise, is gonna be Ozymandias.
Yeah.
Because he would have just found some way to stay young.
Yeah. So I mean, that part of things looks like it's cool, but like I said, it's just a really poorly done trailer. Which I mean, hey, HBO isn't necessarily known for their trailers per se. Not right off the bat. Once they get a show kind of established a little better, it's not so bad. Like, because I remember when they were promoting Sopranos in the beginning, it was very cringy. Same with Oz too. Like when they're like just how they promoted it, like how the initial premiere of it all, it was really really cringy. But then once they got the show on television, like from the pilot on, it was very good. So that's what I'm putting my faith on, is that HBO knows what they're doing. I mean, that they go to the Emmys and take home a bunch every single year. So I do think it'll be cool. I just thought that was just a really really poorly done trailer.
Jeremy Irons playing Ozzy. I don't know.
He might. That would
sure.
Work.
Yeah.
That would work.
From Alfred to Ozzy.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
He does a really good evil character though. So I like him, and I mean, if he's in it, I like him as that choice. Like, it's not gonna be something
because he's Scar.
But yeah, was it? Oh my god, Die Hard 3. He was a bad guy.
Yep.
So I honestly, he just seems to me like even when he's trying to be a good guy, he's a bad guy. Like kind of like Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman.
I got the cast here.
Yeah. Even though Gary Oldman tries to be good in some movies, he's like, you can see the evil inside of him. Like when he's Commissioner Gordon, I was waiting for him to do something evil.
Yeah.
So
so here's the cast. Yahya Abdul-Mateen is Cal Abraham. Yahya played Black Manta, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Louis Gossett Jr. He's just his character is Old Man. You should know him from Iron Eagle, right?
That's right.
That's right. And here he is. Jeremy Irons is Adrian Veidt. Don Johnson is in it, but they're not crediting him. I'm looking on IMDb.
Cowboy hat on.
Is he like a cop that transferred from Miami?
He must be, yeah.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Exactly. And a bunch of other people I don't recognize, but those are like the big names. So I looked it up on IMDb just because of what Jackie said, and yeah, he is in it.
Jeffy.
Adelaide Clemens is Pirate Jenny.
Pirate Jenny.
Yeah.
Nice. That's like a variant cover.
Jenny.
Like we got Jenny, and here's Pirate Jenny, and Devil Jenny. What?
I love you, Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
That brought me way back to.
Yeah. Right. So when are we getting that Forrest Gump TV series?
Yeah. Forrest Gump takes Manhattan.
Right.
That would be kind of cool.
Right. He did everything else. Why not do that?
Right.
So,
the missing years while he was running.
That's right. Okay, so let's kick it over to some print media for a minute. Marvel seems to be cast out this big net, probably full of money, and said, "Hey guys, come back and work for us, please. We need some more talent over here to help out Donny Cates." And bunch of people left. There was a whole lot of issues a couple years ago. That's why Axel's gone basically, and we got this new guy in, CB Cebulski. People went off to do their own thing. They went to Image to make their own books, or they went over to the Distinguished Competition.
Mhm.
Right? I love saying that. Stan Lee thing. Hashtag gone too soon. So we have a bunch of people that are coming back. Pat Gleason is coming back to Marvel. He signed an exclusive contract with Marvel. So that's very cool. Also, Jeff Lemire is coming back. Another one that's really cool. He's one that went over to Image really to just do his own creator-own work. And then we know this has been teased for a while, but Hickman is coming back. Jonathan Hickman. He's kind of divisive, it seems like, amongst readers. People either love him or kind of don't get it, basically. Yeah,
That's a good way to put it.
I don't know how, but I like it. It's very very complicated and nuanced and sort of these like high concepts he does, especially
but it's
Fantastic Four, and then he went to Black Monday Murders, which is like a super complicated book, you know.
But when he's working like Fantastic Four and the Avengers stuff and all that, it's high concept, it's crazy, it's out there stuff, but it's comic books. It's so comic books.
Exactly.
He brings in all he's like, I'm playing with everything in the toy box. And it's awesome. It's what you want in a series, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't get bogged down with like the writer not knowing where they want to go, or they're, being, them switching writers. When he's on a book, you're going to get us the whole story. So I'm excited. And he's getting X-Men, where he's jumping back in after being gone. Like I said, Fantastic Four. He's gone crazy with Avengers and Secret Wars, changing all that. And now he's going to take on the X-Men. So that's going to be cool.
He's doing, is it the Powers of 10 or Powers of X? Is he doing that one? Yeah, that's right.
I think it's 2 different books. I think he's doing 2 books.
Yeah, there was, I forget the other. That's the one I remember, the Powers of X, but I don't remember the other one. Yeah, so they're kind of turning things around in terms of pulling these people back in. And the way you talked about Hickman is what I feel about the way Donny Cates writes. He plays with everything in the sandbox and mixes it all up, and he brought that excitement back. What's gonna happen next? Or holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They've already got Chip Zdarsky. He released something else. He's still gonna stay at Marvel too, or whatever. So, and I've really enjoyed the stuff he's put out recently. So I think it feels like they're gonna have a pretty strong stable of writers if they can just keep. I don't know. There needs to be some type of unifying direction, I would say. Yeah. But it's just going to be fun to see what they can do with everything at this point.
Yeah, right.
John Byrne's coming back? What?
Tom Taylor I also like. He's kind of playing both sides of the fence right now.
Yes. What book did he write this week? He wrote a single issue of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man this week, number 6. Yeah. And there's
Spider-Bite.
Yep, Spider-Bite first appearance.
In there.
But I was told that story is actually really good too. So that was one that was recommended by my shop owner, but I did not grab it yet.
Nice. It's only a couple issues in, so you don't have too much catching up to do.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm at that point where I want to be reading a Spider-Man book or a Spider book, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't know which. I don't have a strong pull toward any of them right now. But I want to read one of them just because you feel like you need a Spider-Man book in your pull list,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's like something's missing. I feel the exact same way. I also feel that way about Batman too. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Batman's definitely there. Sometimes it may switch from Batman to Detective.
Mm-hmm.
That title is always on the list.
Exactly right. Speaking of Bat titles, they just launched on YouTube, on the DC page or channel, whatever, a little teaser for Batwoman. So that's going to be coming up. Don't see much, just her in the cape, but that's officially official. Tom Taylor did DC last week. Yep, that was we talked about that last week. That was the book that we reviewed.
Yep.
And I think we all enjoyed it. Good for what it was as a first kind of setup issue.
Yeah.
But a
whole bunch of stuff happening in issue.
Yeah. He did with Damian and John kind of what I enjoyed about John and X-23's other person. God, wasn't
Gabby.
Yeah, that kind of that sort of dynamic there. Yeah. So I like his style and how he does that. I'm having trouble with names tonight. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's all good, man.
I was trying to look up the John Byrne thing because somebody mentioned it in the chat here, and I couldn't find anything. I know he's kind of had like an X-Men story in his back pocket for like years. He just hasn't found the right time, I guess, to do it or the right deal with Marvel. But he's kind of making his way back to the convention circuit very slowly, like very choosy in what he picks. He was really focused on his Star Trek book for a while. Right?
Yeah, he was.
With I think it was IDW. Is that right?
Yeah, it was actually funny because that was like a big controversy last year at Boston Fan Expo when he was saying that he would only sign Star Trek stuff, like everything else he refused. And then I guess they kind of told him like, you kind of have to sign some stuff for the people, just because truth be told, nobody wants your Star Wars. I mean, sorry, your Star Trek stuff. Like you know what people are coming here to get signed. So I mean, we paid you the money. You're gonna have to sign some books. And you know, he was a pretty pleasant guy. I was expecting him to be kind of standoffish, but he wasn't at all. He was actually really nice, which is, you know, different from what I've heard about him. So I'd like to see him, you know, go back and do some stuff for Marvel. I'd love to. I mean, I'd like to see what he has, you know, in store for the X-Men and everything. I just don't know, like, if he's going to continue off of, you know, the run that he had done with Claremont, and it's just like, you know, well, these were my ideas, where I wanted the story to go from that point. I mean, just like it would be tough because the story, I mean, the team and everything is so much has changed since then. So, and really too, like, there's a few different articles I've seen on just their dynamic as far as you know, when they were working together on the X-Men, and they worked together on a bunch of stuff actually, which is kind of funny that you know, so spending so much time writing the X-Men like kind of broke that team. But like, I mean, had they been able to coexist, I mean, they would have, I think, went into the 90s with no problem. I mean, they would have had so many more, you know, really, I think they would have had so much stories and so many things to go with that, you know, really, I think they could have gone to 1990 with no problem whatsoever. But you know, Byrne in general, though, I think that he could do a lot of good on a lot of different, especially if he's you know, going to be drawing some stuff and you know, throwing in some writing as well, or maybe just one of the, even if he just did covers and then just wrote the books, that would be cool. But you know, we'll see. I mean, he is an older guy, so I don't know if he can. I don't know what kind of you know, work he'd be looking to do at this point. Like if he could still, you know, carry out, you know, just I don't know. I mean, probably be a very lightened work schedule, but I think that would be cool to see him doing some covers again and just writing some books.
Yeah.
So that's what CB said for the Marvel thing. Going back to that just a second. Yesterday was ad. Today was tweets. Tomorrow, this is 3 hours ago. So tomorrow, it's an exclusive announcement with more creators and art.
Dun dun dun.
So,
I mean,
ready for that Friday announcement from our editor-in-chief at Marvel.
Sweet.
I mean, it makes sense though, just because I mean, Marvel, for everything that they're doing. I mean, and I don't know if it's possibly pressure from Disney as well. Just look, get these book sales up. Like, let's, you know, get some people back and get people interested. I mean, just because, you know, they as much as Infinity War has made and as good as Endgame has made and as good as it's been, you know, it's partially because people always wanted to see those characters on. So it's just like, you know, you got to generate that buzz for the next group of characters that they're going to try to make, you know, the big mainstay going forward. So, you know, I would hope that, you know, they're just going to have some really great stories coming out of the gate, you know, to kind of follow up, I guess, after this big event, which is the War of the Realms. Like, you know, if they can just, even if it's like end of the year type stuff where people take over, that would still be pretty cool to see some good stories coming out and to give Kate a rest, because I mean, he was scheduled to do so many books, or he is scheduled to do so many different books, and it's just like, I mean, that poor guy. I feel like burnout's going to be coming in the next like year or so, just because he's done so much already.
Yeah. So there's a book coming out. Looks like it's in August, called Marvel number 1000. Right? And it's got, trying to look here, 55 creative teams for it. It's a volume featuring one-page stories
Oh
by
my
tons of people. Al Ewing is one of them. Hickman's on it. I don't know if this is part of the announcement. Karen Gillan, Doug Braithwaite, everybody. George Perez is on this list. Kafu, Adam Riches,
Jeez.
Tedesco,
That's probably
Zdarsky,
Yeah,
Chung.
Tedesco. Like that was one I saw earlier today. That was part of the Marvel stuff, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. This whole thing here. Actually, I'm going to share this so we can just look at it real quick because I found this on a website that I don't particularly care for, but it's got a good list. So this is it here. 55 creative teams for Marvel Comics 1000. So I don't know if this will be part of like if this plays into what CB said, but it's got a lot of people on it. That's what I was saying. Hickman supposed to post this at 1, he said. Dustin and I are late again. The band is back together. Karen Gillan, Doug Braithwaite, who has been nailing it over on like the Valiant stuff. Really good stuff from him there. And then these are all the teams. Tons of Al Ewing stuff.
wow.
Art teams. Dado, Garney, Epting, Alex Ross. Everybody, basically. Dan Slott's there.
Charles Soule.
Yeah, let's see someone try to get all those.
Cates and Shaw. Gail Simone. Jerry Duggan, Chris Samney. Greg Pak, JMS, and
Zelensky.
McGinnis.
Ooh, okay. Well, whatever book 28 is, if they put that team on a book 28, I'm buying that.
Yeah. JMS and Ed McGinnis.
So,
It's a good team.
That's a one-page story.
This has got to be one of those color stories. Like,
Yeah, it really has to be. Yeah.
Right? With that team?
Mm-hmm.
Joe
Hawkeye
Hill.
purple.
Look at that. That's going to be a horror. I'm thinking like Man Thing. Because isn't Joe Hill Stephen King's son? Didn't he write like Nosferatu and stuff like that?
I don't know, but how would Mike Allred's art work with that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Immermans.
Kareem
Wade, Cassidy.
Basketball
Wade, Cassidy. Huh?
Go up a minute. Is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is writing something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't be the same Kareem.
It is.
He does
Has to
comics.
Yep, he did a story about I think it was like an ancestor of Dracula or something like that. Or no, what was it? It was the grandfather of Sherlock Holmes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the case.
Graphic novel.
Jackie said he did Lock and Key.
So if that's the case, then I want Darren McDaniels from Run DMC to do something. Ooh, Peter David and Adam Kubert. That's a good team.
Phil Lord, Chris Miller. That's got to be a Spider-Verse story, right? Peter David and Adam Kubert. I'm guessing Hulk, maybe.
Probably.
Walt Simonson's on there.
Nice.
There you go.
It's his own story. Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends. It's a lot of people in there.
And a free ad for Prowlsack. Okay. So yeah, that's a lot of people. Matt Rosenberg and Laniel Yu. That could be. I'm gonna guess Moon Knight on that one.
That I'm telling you right now, $10 book.
I don't know. I mean, Rosenberg, it's possible, but Rosenberg's been writing the X-Men.
Moon Knight can never go home.
What?
No.
Mark
Didn't
Waid.
he do We Can Never Go Home? Image book.
Oh no.
Was that him or
We
was
Can
that a
Never Go
different one?
Home.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that title.
No. Let me see. That might
Work
be
Our
creative.
Land.
Can Never
Spire.
Go Home. Image Comics. You would recognize it if you saw it.
Yeah, We Can Never Go Home had like
Well, it's through Black Mask.
Ferris wheel title and stuff like that. I remember that. Like I remember they had that one, I guess, controversial issue because they had this. They were in a store like just trying on different costumes, and it's all DC and Marvel characters, and they were talking about how that issue is gonna get pulled because they're basically copyright infringement.
Nice. No, I haven't read that. I want to read that.
Yeah, it's a cool story. It's through Black Mask.
Yep.
And they did a I don't know if they still have them out, but they did a exclusive with Second Girls.
So Joe Hill
You
is
might be able to find that.
Stephen King's son.
I thought so, yeah. Yeah, cool. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming out from Marvel. We'll try to keep up with it as much as we can. Sounds like above and beyond this issue that they're doing, which is supposed to be like if they kept going from 1933 on or something like that. I don't know what it said, but sounds interesting. But I hope that some of those teams spill out into like
actual series,
books. Yeah, right. There's some really good stuff there. So the last thing I wanted to mention to you guys was actually something that came out today. And that was, I guess, did you guys watch Umbrella Academy?
Not yet.
Did you see it? Okay.
Not a chance.
Apparently it's done pretty well. A lot of people like it. So Netflix was like, "Hey, Dark Horse, why don't you give us a first look deal?
Yeah.
If you want to do something, come to us." So Dark Horse was like, "Okay. Anytime we want to do a story, you get to check it out first. Check out the script and see if you want to do it."
That's
so yeah, so that's great for Netflix too. They get a lot of stuff. They get a lot.
I wonder if that would include like where's the old Vertigo section? You know what I'm saying? Like, does that fall with Dark Horse or is that DC? I wonder, because there were some great ones like House of Secrets and things like that they could easily turn into a series. It would be great.
That'd be a perfect spot for it too, because they could get like all creepy and weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be great. So, but I mean, there's so many books for Dark Horse, so many different titles, one shots, and things like that. That would be great.
Boris the Bear. That would be fantastic.
Awesome. I love Boris.
Yeah, Black Hammer would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Boris the Bear taking on all the parodies of pop culture. I would absolutely watch that.
Maybe we could get an Abe Sapien book finally, or show.
Sapien show
Movie.
We're talking about was it the Spirit of Water or whatever it was called?
Yeah.
Fabe Sapien. Abe Sapien's cousin.
Dark Horse did all the Aliens and Predator.
Yeah.
Graphic novels and comics too. So I know that's like licensed, but that would be cool if they could do something with that.
Yeah.
Would you watch a Aliens TV show?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see them expanded. Yeah. And then I think they did Terminator 2 for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. They had that they had the whole crossover of all three of those.
That's right.
That was not a good book.
I remember those video games.
I remember that though.
Versus Terminators. Is that ever a comic book too?
What?
RoboCop versus the Terminator.
Yep.
Because I remember that being a video game on Sega.
Mm-hmm.
That was back in the day. But,
yeah. So that was a cop versus a robot cop. They did some crazy stuff then, but crossovers like crazy. But
all over, like they even did Batman and Aliens, I think too. Didn't they do that?
They did two.
Yep, I remember that.
They did Batman and Predator 1 and 2. They did do Batman Aliens. Yeah. It's messed up. Like the end of the first one is kind of like the end of Predator 2, where like they give Batman something because he beat them.
Like we respect you now. You're a good word. Yeah.
Don't go to Gotham anymore.
Yeah. Oh God.
But it's great because the book starts out like the movies. It's like Gotham's never been this hot in the summer, or something. It sets the tone really well, but it's not that good.
No,
Ooh, maybe some concrete. That'd be cool.
Which one?
Concrete.
Oh. Yeah, right.
Itself, I thought it was pretty good. I think for what he was able to do, Danny Glover handled himself well with those Predators.
Oh yeah, no, I like the second one.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought the part when they were in the freezer was awesome.
Yeah. Whatever. The best part's when he cuts the Predator's arm off.
Yeah. Or when he goes in the ship at the end, spoiler, and he sees the alien
all the different
skull.
skulls.
Yeah.
unveil and everything.
That was like the first like hint of a crossover.
Yep.
I'm like, holy shit.
They're in the same universe. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is amazing. Did you guys ever read Department H by Matt Kent?
No.
Came out a couple years back.
Uh-uh.
It's a pretty good story. It's about like a lab, and there's like an investigation because somebody died and stuff. So that'd be a cool story. Kind of like think about like I don't know how to compare it. Like Deep Blue Sea, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a research lab.
I get you.
Yeah.
Jacko enjoyed that one.
I'm trying to think what else they did. They did like there's a couple of them like IDW, Dark Horse. They like license so much stuff. Dynamite's another one. So it's hard to like separate what was licensed and what was like a original property.
Mhm.
You know, when you're thinking about like what could they do? Because like they even did like I don't know like the Evil Dead and stuff like that, which obviously is a licensed property.
Yep.
But that'd be a cool show. Jackie will love Department. Yeah, My Management too. Yeah. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff that they could do. So hopefully they'll well, I guess they're not going to make announcements yet, but hopefully they'll work on this a little bit more and we'll have something more to report on it. I know, didn't they print Dark Horse? No, never mind.
I just like how they're bolstering that
Did they do Godzilla? I don't remember if they did that.
Godzilla. I think they might have actually. I like how they're just bolstering their roster a little bit over on Netflix by saying, "Hey, man,
Yeah.
we got some Dark Horse too, and we have all the Malak stuff too, and
Yep.
So I like how
Liefeld stuff. So they got Mark Miller, they got Liefeld, now they have Dark Horse.
Yep. And then I mean they turned Stranger Things into a comic book, so it's just like they're kind of permeating through crossing over to other brands as well. So it's pretty cool. Like and I know that a lot of there's kind of just a lot of speculation where it's like, well, what are they gonna do when they lose Marvel? They're actually being really active and getting themselves some pretty good properties to claim and go ahead and make some good shows with. So
Exactly. Yeah, they're positioning themselves very well. They're not going to have any issues when Marvel pulls everything. They're going to be set up quite well. So yeah. So all right, cool. Well, I know last weekend was a very busy weekend for everybody, but I want to ask, what do you guys have coming up for this weekend? Any big plans or any good hunting spots you're going to hit up?
For me, not this weekend. Next weekend, I was just deciding, hey, you know what, weather's getting better. Let me just go and see about if anybody's posting anything about moving sales or with comics and stuff like that. And it turns out there's gonna be one not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to see what that guy has on sale. See what he's trying to sell everything for. Hopefully, he's not asking for the world, but we'll see what happens. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to going to. That's pretty much so not this week, but next week, and then just kind of seeing about if there's anything good that comes to the shop while that sale's still going on, maybe picking it up. But other than that, that's just we just a 1 week delay on hopefully some pretty cool stuff. So we'll see, because I haven't hit up a yard sale in a while, just because around my area they're hard to find when they have comics and stuff. So. But looking forward to it. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I just looked that up about Stranger Things also. It is Dark Horse.
Yeah. I thought for sure
I
it was.
don't know either.
Yeah. Because the way I remembered it, if I remember correctly, it says Netflix on the back. But the way I remember it, the way they set it up with Millar World would be, they could pull any of his properties from print, but also if they wanted to make into a comic any of their shows, that they would go through him. But I guess they didn't, right? So
Jackie said he's going to go dollar bin hunting. Free comic book day gave him the fever.
Nice.
We yeah. I will probably do that on Saturday. Like I said, my shop's having a sale. They rarely ever have sales. So I'm definitely going to check it out. And if nothing else, I'll get some bags and boards.
I get some of those too.
Yeah. That's one thing when they're having those sales, man. Supplies, that's the time to strike.
Yeah, that's the key. You always need more bags and boards.
Exactly.
Oh, ain't that the truth?
Get them at
Oh
a,
gosh.
do not pay for
But other than that, tomorrow playing got some Friday Night Magic going on.
There you go.
It's gonna be good times. And then a video this weekend, guys. That's all we can say. That's all we can say.
Sunday, boy.
I know, man. I need it to come back on Sunday morning.
SMC.
That's right. I need to get SMC on there one morning. That'd be funny.
Once you get it going, it'll be all right. Like, just start it out Sunday morning comics.
That's right.
Get people up in the, say, hey, yeah, you're just waking up, you're eating breakfast. Let's talk about some comics. Join me, Justin, on the episode. So go start that up, man.
You can do like eating breakfast. People like to do videos on YouTube where you're watching them eat food. Eating cereal.
Every once in a while, I'll just like name a title of a book. I'm like, Amazing Spider-Man 300.
Wow.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny for a few minutes. I don't know if I could. I don't know if the
For a
retention
full hour,
would
that'd be a big bowl of cereal. Unless you have a whole box of Booty-O.
Mr. Unknown Comics guy saying 6 a.m. 6 a.m. is the key.
That's a commitment.
That's when I need to. Yeah, that ain't happening.
You gotta go live at 6 a.m.
6 p.m. was more like.
There is no way that show would ever happen.
Oh. Yeah, that's a little early.
So yeah, 6 a.m. I'm going back to sleep. You guys enjoy yourself. When I wake up, we'll talk about comics.
Exactly. Just put up a book and have it slowly scroll past the screen.
Right. No, it's just a set camera on a book. Doesn't change. Nothing.
The wind ruffles the pages every now and then.
You might see a dog
when the fan kicks
every
on.
once in a while. Yeah. That'd be hilarious.
That would be
But
funny.
yeah, Sunday morning comics definitely needs to come back. So it'll be there. Don't worry.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I got not a whole lot going on this weekend. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Hopefully more videos. Always more videos on the way. Big old long chain of videos I got queued up and working on at different stages. So lot of stuff coming up on the channel. And I kind of eased back into it tonight. So people saw it. A little bit of a haul. So maybe that will be that spark that lights the fire that brings wrong movie.
Dope.
That will get me to start doing those again. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to be perfectly honest. Doing hauls over and over and over again, I got a little like, I'm done with it. I can't. I got to do something else.
It wears on you, and it you feel like you need to buy more.
Yeah.
To show more. You know.
Exactly.
So
exactly. That's where I was at. I'm like, what can I do to where I can do something creatively, but I don't have to like drop money on it,
Right,
but still like within this hobby.
Right.
So.
No, I'm with you. So, and along with that, we could do one morning on Sunday morning comics. We're going to do a Sunday morning auction.
Nice. Yeah.
Because that would be crazy.
That would be. People would be at church like,
I can't go to church. I got to go outside.
That's
it's $3.37 and it's only up to $15. Oh my god!
That'd be hilarious. I couldn't wait. Like, what would be the highlight for me is somebody getting kicked out of church. They booted me out, so now I got all eyes on the bids. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
I'm all in, guys. I'm all in.
The Church of Comics.
Yeah.
So.
Comics Explained said the same thing. Got burnt out on doing haul videos. It happens. It happens. So.
Yeah. Just got to recognize that, if it starts being a chore, not as much fun, take a break, find something else to do, kind of, change tact for a little while. And, there's always more books on the way. So,
that would be my challenge. So that would be, eventually we'll make this like a full blown challenge.
Yeah.
But to have everybody do a video and just talk about a book. Don't show us a whole bunch of books. One book and talk about it. That's it.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a review. Just a book you liked.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Tell us a story. Story time.
Just let your mind flow and just, whatever.
I think that'd be therapeutic for a lot of people that just do hauls all the time.
Yeah.
Like, tell us one of your favorite stories. Like, get us excited about like what you really like more so than you just like getting keys all the time.
Exactly. And the story. The inside of it.
That's right.
All right, cool. Well, I want to thank everybody that was here with us in the live chat. A lot of great people tonight, a lot of great comments, input with the show, fact checkers for us. We couldn't do this without you. So thank you for that, everybody. If you're listening to us later, drop us a comment on any of these topics. We'd love to continue that conversation down below. And of course, our streaming friends as well on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, everywhere you can find us. Just search JLS Comics and you can find it. And if you can find it in your heart and your time, leave us a review. We'd love that as well. And that's pretty much it. Check out comicbook.com any day of the week, but especially Mondays, because Justin puts up the new comic list so you can be armed with all of the titles and information you need when you go to your shop on Wednesday. That's it for this episode of Comic Conversation, everybody. Shout out to Edwin if you're listening. Hope your power's back on. And we'll be back next week with some more topics. We love topics.
That's right. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks.
Have a good night.